Hey guys, Ron here. Today I'm outside, as you can see, the Beverly Hilton Hotel. Boy, I haven't been here in a long time. Now, the significance, let's turn around for 1 second. The significance of the Beverly Hilton is, well, many things. I mean, this place, boy, if these walls could talk throughout the decades, the decadence and the partying and the celebrities and all the stuff that's going on here, if it could talk. However, I'm here for one specific reason today. And that's because this is unfortunately the death site of Whitney Houston, among, like I say, decades of other stuff since and stuff before. So I'm going to see now if I can get in and walk around the lobby a little bit. And if we can't do that, I'll just come back out and we'll talk. I'll show you the entrance. I'll show you the surrounding area. This is Beverly Hills. And coincidentally, that construction site across the way there, but still a construction site for years, and that's Century City there. This construction site used to be Robinson's Beverly Hills, and celebrities would shop there. How do I know Robinson's Beverly Hills? Well, before I cared about celebrities or Los Angeles history or anything like that, I actually worked there. When I was 19 years old, I worked at Robinson's Beverly Hills, so right across from here. I worked in the, boy, this was a dream. Now, I was a young actor then, and trying to get into acting, theater actor, exploring film acting, calling my agent from the stockroom. I was working in the stockroom of the cosmetics department. Why was the added perk? There were 52 women that worked in that cosmetics department, maybe a couple of guys, but definitely weren't a threat to me. 52 women in that department and me, and I was only 19. The women were mostly a little bit older than me to a lot older than me, but there's some young ones, and yes, I did date a few of them. If I would have been more, well, anyway, doesn't matter. But I did date a few of them, and 52 women and me. Yeah, that was a dream. Even though I was just a stock clerk, you know, they knew I was an aspiring actor, so I guess that gave me some cred. Anyway, doesn't matter. I'm just having a moment here. So here's the courtyard of the Beverly Wilshire. Oh my God. Beverly Hilton. Beverly Wilshire is up a couple miles at Rodeo Drive. That also is a place where if the walls could talk. Oy, oy, oy. Once when I was working at Robinson's, where I just told you about, one of the girls, one of the cosmetics ladies, was so beautiful that she had been to a party the night before. And I believe it, and God knows what she did there. I do want to know, but I don't want to know. But she's so beautiful. She was invited to a party there, and she told me Ringo Starr was staying at the hotel at the Beverly Wilshire. So I kind of stalked out the Beverly Wilshire that night and the next day trying to see Ringo, but I guess he's not exactly going to be traipsing through the lobby. All right, we're going to pause now and let's see if we can go in and just look around. Then we'll talk about Whitney. So I haven't been here in a long time, the Beverly Hilton, but I remember walking through in the shops and everything. I remember there were a lot of shops, and I was right, because there's a lot of shops. I don't think they're going to let me out to the pool area, but we'll see. Let's see, where are we here? I think it goes around and around. Sitting in the dark at the bar, at the lounge here, some people. A nice little bar. So, you know, there was definitely a pre-Grammys party here that, oh, here's a guard. Maybe he'll kick me out. I'll pause for a minute. I think there's an event here. And, you know, obviously this hotel is definitely not what it used to be as far as prominence. I believe Bobby Kennedy actually had a campaign stop here. I know he was killed at the Ambassador Hotel in downtown LA, but I think, you know, what I'm saying was I think the 60s and 70s were probably the heyday. Well, let's see if we can look at the pool, because Whitney was at the pool and apparently interacting in a way that wasn't so, let's hope we don't get locked out. Okay, oh, this is awesome. Awesome window. Maybe we can even talk up here. Okay, so Whitney was seen here at the pool a day or two before she died, apparently acting erratically. And that aroused, I mean, obviously by that time, the rumors were already there, and I don't recall. You guys will have to remind me whether Whitney Houston had been to rehab or not. But she was acting erratically, apparently, here in the pool before that fateful day, which was the day before, or actually the same night as the, let's go this way, avoid people here, the Oscar party. Not the Oscar party, the Grammy party that Clive Davis, who basically discovered Whitney Houston, held. Well, I'm going to get up here. Let's see here. Let's sit here for a moment. So, my fascination with Whitney is for many reasons. I mean, one, it's because we were about the same age, Whitney Houston and I. She was a little bit older than me, but not much. And also because I think she was one of the most beautiful women that, ever was, and so talented. I mean, a voice that was absolutely unbelievable. But for some reason, she couldn't shake the demons that she had. And it ultimately killed her. I hear Tutti Frutti playing. Well, I don't want to just photograph the pool the whole time, so I think what we're going to do is take a walk and talk. Didn't you love my story about Robinsons? So, it's kind of a crummy job, but 52 women and me, a very young guy, that was fun, That was definitely fun. And it smelled good all the time because there's a cosmetics department. So what I did was I got all the shipments in and I unloaded them. I counted the packing slip, checked them off on the packing slip, everything. And then I brought it out to the floor. Usually that was the most fun part. Hi, Lancome counter ladies. Here's your shipment for the week. Oh, thank you, Ron. Does anybody care about this except me? Probably not. All right, I'll be back with you in a sec. Actually, it's Elvis's version of Tutti Frutti. Just want to clarify. So I changed my mind. I think I am going to talk about Whitney for a few minutes here, and hopefully you can hear me. And if not, I'll be moving along. What I was saying about her is that here was a person who had so much promise, whose sister, talk about Elvis, her mother, Whitney Houston's mother, Sissy Houston, actually sang as part of the Sweet Inspirations, the three ladies that would sing with Elvis, starting in 1969 with his return to Las Vegas. So amazing. And Whitney had the most incredible voice. Clive Davis sort of heard about her and ultimately sort of quote-unquote discovered her. I don't know what the relationship was there, but I know that he realized and could see a dream when he saw it, of a voice and a beautiful girl. And she was really something spectacular. And I'm changing my mind again. You don't want to just stare at me for the next 10 minutes, so I'll turn us around again, and we're going to keep walking. I thought there was an event going on, but apparently there isn't. So I'm going to talk, and I'm going to show you a little bit of this Beverly Hills neighborhood as we go. So let's talk first of all about the events, what happened that fateful day. So Whitney Houston was here. She was going to attend, obviously, although she had no show to the Clive Davis party before, but she was going to attend the pre-Grammy bash here and obviously the Grammys. And she was actually staying here at the Beverly Hilton. I believe Whitney's main residence was in, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Was it, I don't know where now. Was it Philadelphia? It was definitely in another state. It was not, I believe, here in Los Angeles or in California. But anyway, so Whitney was going to attend the party, and before the party she decided to take a bath, and Apparently her assistant came in and found her submerged in the bathtub. And, first they're saying a heart attack. Now, did she have actually a heart attack? She did have heart disease and cardiovascular disease at only 48 years old, and that was caused, I would imagine, by drugs and alcohol mainly. Just like the inflammation of the heart that Andy Gibb had at age 30 from so much cocaine consumption. So the drugs definitely damaged her heart, and at the time she died, she was on a cocktail of drugs, including anti-anxiety, I believe antidepressant. I believe there was cocaine in her system as well. And very, very sad, but people were not all that surprised. I can only offer my personal opinion. People say that Bobby Brown ruined Whitney Houston, that she was basically a young girl and then a lady who was of a religious nature, or even if not, that he sort of brought her down, slid her down into a life of debauchery, including drugs, alcohol, sex with men and women. She was rumored to have a relationship with her assistant for many years, her female assistant, and that Whitney was bisexual, and that all this sort of was part of the lifestyle that she had been introduced to by Bobby Brown. Now, others, and also that she was pressured by her community, that she and her music and her image were quote-unquote selling out, and that she was too pop, and that her community, and that she herself fought it for a long time, and then she said, hey, that her community wanted her to be more R&B, not rap, not hip-hop, but more R&B, more urban music and more urban type sort of image, and that Clive Davis had her sort of selling out, and she felt very guilty about it. I think it was all a combination. I also tend to believe from the interviews I've seen that even Whitney's brother said that he had her using drugs at a very young age. He gave his sister Whitney drugs, that she was not a sheltered, overly religious girl growing up, that she had been involved with, kind of partying and substances and a little bit of wild behavior for quite a long time. This is Beverly Hilton Drive. The other side is Whittier, where we're going. Whittier goes up to Sunset Boulevard. I've shown you Whittier before because Bugsy Siegel was shot and killed right on a street right off Whittier. Howard Hughes' plane crashed into a house across the street from that. And also the Ronnie Chasen murder was right down Whittier. Anyway, let's get back into it. So I tend to believe that Whitney was kind of a party animal, maybe not more than other quote-unquote rock stars, or let's say people in the music business or entertainment business or actors, but that I believe that Whitney was, using substances and partying and little free with her sexuality. Perhaps she was bisexual. Apparently she was. And so what? Not a judgment, just saying that I think that this... How do I phrase this? Because as you guys know, if you watch my videos, I never try to judge. I give a little bit of an opinion. But that's not a judgment, and I think it adds flavor to the conversation we're talking to. I don't know Bobby Brown. I'm sure Bobby Brown's a very wild guy by some people's standards. But I don't think that Bobby Brown made Whitney Houston party with drugs and with alcohol and a slightly sexual, at times promiscuous person at all. I think that it was a combination of everything. And it did seem that she had pressure from her community, what she viewed as her community, that she was kind of selling out. This guy on a bike and a bicycle about to run me over on the sidewalk. That she, should change her music. And ironically, when she did change her music to a more R&B flavored music rather than pop, didn't do as well. She did an outstanding rendition of the Star Spangled Banner at the Super Bowl. She, of course, as we know, she sang Dolly Parton's song, The Bodyguard. The Bodyguard. In the film The Bodyguard, I Will Always Love You, and it was a massive, massive hit. The album was a massive hit, but Whitney was not manufactured. It was her own talent. She was also pregnant during the filming of The Bodyguard and lost the baby, which she said was very, very traumatic, as I can imagine. And Whitney had a hard time. Whitney, it seems, struggled emotionally her entire life. I don't know whether it was, look, we all have our stuff, right? All of us, including me. We all have depression, we all have anxiety. Some have a combination of both. Low self-esteem. I can only imagine the pressures that she felt under, especially when she was such a superstar, and then to keep it going. That's really something that's got to be really unbelievable. So we're here now on Whittier Drive. And wow, better really watch out so I don't get killed here on the street. That wouldn't be good for any of us, especially me. So what I'm saying is the pressures that Whitney Houston must have been really, really incredible. Trying to make everybody happy, as it were. But she did die in the bathtub there, and it's very, very sad. And as we know, later, her Bobby's daughter, died exactly the same way. Really, really unbelievable. And it's just tragic all around. I'm surrounded by joggers all of a sudden. Which is good, because I didn't get to do my run this morning. It's about 90 degrees too, by the way. So, anyway, my main point was to talk about Whitney. I think it was ironic too that apparently Saddam Hussein was madly in love with her and lust with her. I thought she was just a gorgeous woman. And I agree. Beautiful, beautiful. And not only beautiful, but in my opinion, when I watch interviews with Whitney, and it's tragic to see her lose her looks for the most part as she got older. Apparently she had teeth, a bunch of her teeth were gone, either from being beaten up or from drugs, crack mainly, and that her weight was up and down all the time in the end, and she was incoherent most of the time, and that she wore a wig that was sewed on, and apparently the sewed in wig was, in the bathtub with her. They had to get rid of it because her hair was, apparently, I guess her hair was in good shape. One of the few things that was still in good shape, but she was really a mess. And, that much of a mess at age 48, would she have made it to 58, to what she'd be right now, or at the time of this filming, or 68, or even 70? Probably not. A very, very sad case. But Whitney Houston in her prime was a beautiful, beautiful lady. And what I also like is that in interviews with her, she seemed very thoughtful and highly intelligent. She could speak very thoughtfully with the questions that were asked, not necessarily just the infamous Diane Sawyer interview talking about crack is whack and do I look like I can afford better than crack, that kind of thing, but just a thoughtful human being and intelligent, and as we know, immensely talented. And she was related to Dionne Warwick, so much talent in the family. Anyway, draw your own conclusions. Beverly Hilton back that we just saw, where Whitney died, and a little bit about her life, and very sad passing at age 48. There goes a fire truck that makes lots of noise. 90 degrees out here, folks. So you say, why is Ron in a tank top so often? Well, definitely justified today. The humidity gets to me. It's not the heat, it's the humidity. It's not a dry heat. If you go to the San Fernando Valley, it's a dry heat. Here on the west side, below the Hollywood Hills that separate the two areas, it's very humid. Okay, folks, I'm going to leave it there. And life and death of Whitney Houston and death location, Beverly Hilton Hotel. I will see you guys the next time. My name is Ron. If you like the content, you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. Please, I would appreciate it very much. And if you do subscribe, hit the little bell icon next to the subscription button. And please give the channel likes. Let's take a last look at the Beverly Hills neighborhood right off Wilshire Boulevard, where the Beverly Hilton is and where I worked at Beverly Hills Robinsons, which has been a vacant lot for like 10 years now. At that Robinsons, by the way, I saw Jack Lemmon and dancer, actress Ann Miller, and I'm sure there are a lot more that I didn't recognize because I was 19 and didn't know anything. People would have to point these movie stars of yesteryear and current out to me. Anyway, okay, so see you at the next location. Bye-bye.